Welcome teachers and other listeners. My name is Emma Giordano and I am an 8th grade English teacher in Seacoast, New Hampshire. Today I wanted to help introduce you and teach you how to implement digital storytelling into your own classrooms. Digital storytelling uses multimedia movies that combine photographs, video, animation, sound, music, text, and often a narrative voice to depict a story or event. I myself have had the chance to create many digital stories both as a student in high school and in college. I remember creating a narrative for honors history depicting music in the 60s and how music reflects history. And in my English class, I had the chance to share stories of my treasured memories with my two sisters. In college, I created a digital book report on Mike Rose's book, Why School? This could be expanded through science and math courses as well, allowing students to create specific stories or explanations on topics and backgrounds or specific terms. Through learning how to digitally tell stories, students will learn the skills necessary to create and share narratives, collaborate with their peers, as well as discover their own voices. First and foremost, you should ask yourself, do you, as teachers, know how to use the technology you are going to be teaching your students? If not, please take the time to learn the basics of iMovie or Movie Maker, so you will be able to model to your students as well as answer any outstanding questions they may have throughout the process. I would even suggest putting together your own digital story to share with your class. That way they have an example to view and be inspired by. We must always model for our students first. Next, brainstorm topics and ideas. What topics and stories are important to students? These may be personal choices or assigned topics, but give students time to explore, research, and free write on whatever story they end up choosing. Another key feature to creating a digital story is to set aside a day or two in the unit to storyboard. Storyboarding is a graphic representation of how your story is going to unfold and is extremely helpful to students in planning a narrative sequence and visualizing their own memories and stories. Storyboarding also allows students to move around their narrative in pictures. This would also give students the chance to work together and collaborate, giving each other feedback on their stories. Storyboarding will then lead to writing the narrative itself or the script students will be reading aloud for their digital stories. I suggest saving time for teacher-student conferences as well as peer conferences, allowing students another chance to collaborate and share both ideas and stories with their classmates. Another step in the process is allowing time for students to find images, videos, or perhaps record their own. In my opinion, this should be up to the students. Model to your students how to find these graphics and of course how to cite them. Teachers, guide your students, help them throughout this process, but also let them tell their stories. Let them add their own personal touches. Adding music and animations is another great way to do that. You will now have to teach your students how to record their own stories and create their videos. This is perhaps where you share more examples or do a step-by-step walkthrough of using the technology itself. Now that students have had the chance to put together their digital stories, offering everyone a chance to share their final projects will be a wonderful way to share the end products as well as bring everyone together. For students who may struggle participating in class and speaking up in front of a large group of people, this will be a great self-confidence booster, as they will only need to press play and share their digital productions. By sharing these stories, students will also be able to have the chance to learn about one another and form bonds and connections with their peers. The process of digital storytelling helps students be in control of their own learning, go at their own pace, and delve into topics that are important to them. Digital storytelling could be a great introduction or continuation into integrating classroom technologies in all subject areas, as well as helping struggling students to authentically create and express their own stories or topics of interest. By following these steps and directions, I truly think that both students and teachers would be successful in creating beautiful and meaningful digital productions.